I've heard a lot of people on like the far right that are also queer people
Hmm.
saying that like the T needs removed from the LGB and that like it needs to be separated. And that I don't really agree with that.
Well, no, I think that those people would be foolish to do so.
Yeah, okay. And I just like they also don't really validate non-binary people.
I know. Yeah, there's some binary trans people that don't validate non-binary people.
Yeah, and
Um,
I didn't know like what if you had any words for that because like I was kind of like at like
yeah.
gobsmacked when I kind of was like in this live about it and I it was kind of like the first time I'd ever experienced that as like a
Hmm.
non-binary person, so I didn't know if you had any like words for that.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that it's never worked being a pick-me, right? There are certain people that believe that if they just excise whatever group is being most marginalized at the time, that they will appease the oppressors, right? The people who are oppressing them as well. So they're like, oh, well, they really don't like though that this section of our community, so let's just say that we hate them too, and then they'll save us. They won't come after us, right? And that has never been the case, right? So they're coming after our rights as trans folks. They're coming after our rights as non-binary folks, and they don't prefer one or the other, right? Like it's not like they're saying, well, binary trans folks are okay. It's just those non-binary folks,
Right.
right? They don't like any of us. And when it comes to like the gay and lesbian folks, they don't like them either, right? They just learned that like it wasn't quite as acceptable to shit on them anymore, so they just started shitting on us instead.
Mhm.
And but you know, make no mistake, when they're done taking all of our rights, and then they're already doing it, right? Idaho has already put up a challenge to Obergefell versus Hodges. Clarence Thomas, when he wrote his dissent in the Dobbs decision, uh, basically sent out a telegraph to red states and said, "Hey, here's some other cases that use the same logic, right? Of privacy." Um, and so Obergefell was one of them, and another one was Lawrence versus Texas, which is the sodomy law. So guess what? Now it's illegal. Then it would be illegal again to be gay or lesbian, right? And another one was the shoot, I always forget the name of it. It's the contraception law or contraception case. Hang on. Contraception, Supreme Court, Griswold versus Connecticut. So that is another one that they're coming after. So women as well, right?
Yeah.
So they're not stopping at trans people when it comes
Right.
to trying to remove our rights through the extremely conservative SCOTUS right now.
Absolutely.
And they're coming at us on all fronts. They're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And if you allow them any ground to take the rights of any marginalized group, and that includes migrants, that includes people of color, that includes indigenous folks, if they try to do any of those things and you look the other way because you think they won't come for you, you're mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Because that also goes for YT men who
Mhm.
are working class, right? They'll come for the unions as well, right? Like, so there is nobody that is safe unless you are a YT male cajillionaire right now.
Who's elite in
Right.
some high
Exactly.
class. Absolutely. I totally can agree with that.
And so to split ourselves up is exactly what they want. That is
Absolutely.
exactly what they want. They want us doing as much lateral damage as possible so they don't have to do all the heavy lifting.